Afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. We're so thrilled that you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first African Digital Future Summit. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Lydia Kemunto Bosire. I'm the founder and CEO of African Education Investments. We focus on lending to African students who are going to global universities so that they might be in the rooms where the future, including the digital future, is being created. I am also a senior advisor with the Africa House, which together with ServiceNow and the South African presidency for the G20 are our hosts this afternoon. Could you help me thank ServiceNow and our colleagues for hosting this event? Thank you so much. So today, you're going to hear from policymakers, entrepreneurs, investors, ethicists, global partners, all of who are thinking about how to make sure that Africa is not just an observer in the digital economy, that Africa is an equal participant, in fact, a driver of building that tech future. And to start us off, I am going to introduce our speakers for the opening ceremony. And that will be Mr. Cheick Camara, who is the Vice President and Managing Director for ServiceNow Africa, followed by Ms. Shanthi Annan, who is the co-founder and CEO for the Africa House. And last but not least, we will have His Excellency Mondli Gungubele, who is the Deputy Minister of Communications and Digital Technology of South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, to welcome Cheick Camara, please help me welcome him now. Thank you so much.
Your Excellencies, honorable ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the inaugural African Digital Summit. All protocol observed. I just learned that today. We gather at a very pivotal point for Africa. With the African Union joining the G20, we're no longer on the sidelines of the conversation. Now we're a powerful voice helping shape global decisions. This new era of influence, combined with the AI revolution, marks a new starting line for us. At ServiceNow, our purpose is very simple. We make the world of work better for everyone. We provide a single, intelligent platform that helps organizations and governments run their operation and unleash their full potential. So when you think about ServiceNow, think about the digital backbone, not just for your operation, but also for all your ambitions. Nowhere on earth is there more ambition than in the African continent. We have the youngest population on the continent. Have you heard that before? Yeah, at least 100 times this week, maybe? Yeah? All right. With the youngest population on the planet, we're ready to drive change. But being young is not enough. Without training and opportunity, we risk having just lots of young people. But with the right tools, the right infrastructure, and the right platform, we can change the future of the continent we call Mama Africa. This is why ServiceNow is deeply committed to the continent. We understand that every great journey requires trusted partners. Together with Africa House and under the leadership of the G20 presidency, we are working to bring together not just inclusive growth, but also prosperity across Africa. Africa House has been a key partner since day one. They stand as the premier platform, not just uniting leaders across different sectors, but they're committed to making sure we do things the right way. The G20 presidency has been an amazing partner for us. They have placed artificial intelligence, I should learn to say those words, I usually just say AI, at the heart of their agenda. So they're not only driving innovation, but they want to ensure it's inclusive, it's ethical, and it's transformative. This is the first ServiceNow Africa event we're ever hosted in this office. And we're very, very intentional about everything that you see here. From the art, to the decor, to the amazing art in the back. And everyone in this room was vetted to make sure you were going to contribute to the conversation into how we want to drive change in the continent. So welcome. And with that said, I'm going to turn it over to one of my key partners. I'm going to invite Ashanti, who's the CEO and co-founder of Africa House.
Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, esteemed partners and honoured guests, all protocols observed. It's my honour and privilege to join Cheick Camara in welcoming you to the African Digital Futures Summit, co-presented by ServiceNow, Africa House, and the South African G20 presidency. This summit takes place at a decisive moment. Securing Africa's digital future is not a theme. It's a global imperative. With South Africa holding the G20 presidency, our continent's voice must shape, not inherit, the rules of tomorrow's digital economy. Africa House is a global action platform, convening African thought leaders, innovators, and visionaries to shape the continent's future across technology, business, policy, and culture. We deliver high-level convenings, global partnerships, and transformative initiatives that ensure Africa's leadership is central to shaping the world's next chapter. What makes us different is this. We don't just convene conversations, we convert them into bold actions. One such action is the formation of the Africa Tech Council and Coalition. And that's a Pan-African community working to secure our tech sovereignty by mobilizing talent, capital, partnerships, and policy. Together, coalition members are co-creating the Tech Sovereignty White Paper, a living blueprint for Africa's digital destiny. And today, this network comes alive. So we have Dr. Shiko Gitau and Alex Chado, both members of our Tech Council, and they'll be moderating key sessions on the urgent case for tech sovereignty and on capital, compute, and control later today. And we have our senior advisor, Dr. Lydia Kamunto-Basere, who you've met earlier, and she's going to be guiding us throughout the day as Master of Ceremonies, so you really see the network coming together. And our business transformation partner, of course, ServiceNow, represented here by Cheick Camara, and they stand with us in taking bold steps to align technology with Africa's ambitions. So this is Africa House in action, a living, breathing network committed to ensuring Africa is not a bystander, but a waymaker in the global system. And today, that begins by shaping a unified voice on the road to G20. It's therefore my honour to hand over to His Excellency Mondli Gungubele, Deputy Minister of Communications and Digital Technologies of South Africa, representing the G20 presidency.
Thank you very much, Excellencies, distinguished guests, colleagues. It's an honor to join you at the opening of the African Digital Future Summit 2025. I extend a warm thanks to our conveners, ServiceNow, Africa House, and the partners of South Africa's G20 presidency for bringing us together for this important dialogue. I speak on behalf of the President Cyril Ramaphosa, His Excellency, and the government of our country with the conviction that Africa is ready not only to participate in the digital future, but also to shape it. This summit comes at a pivotal moment as Africa stands at the forefront of profound digital transformation. With a population of over 1.4 billion people, 70% of whom are youth, we are not simply a consumer market, we are a generator of ideas, talent, and innovation. By 2050, 1 in every 4 people on Earth will be African, a demographic shift that makes the investment we make today nothing short of decisiveness for the world's future. We are home to 7 of the 10 fastest growing economies, a flourishing creative sector, and a generation of entrepreneurs who are redefining industries with boldness and ingenuity. From the mobile money revolution to drone-enabled health logistics to thriving creative and cultural industries, Africa has shown that necessarily it breeds innovation. M-Pesa was revolutionary for the continent and globe and is an important feature of African DPI in Kenya. This is one example. The African DPI narrative is not just an idea, but is being lived. However, Africa's potential requires more than resilience. It requires a deliberate agenda. The theme of this gathering, digital transformation and sovereignty, equity and ethical AI, digital public infrastructure and AI education and workforce readiness, speaks directly to the priorities of our continent. They remind us that technology must be both people-centered and future-facing. It must empower, not exclude. It must protect our sovereignty while opening pathways for collaboration and growth. There is unprecedented value at stake. Unlocking AI for the continent has the potential to increase African GDP growth by almost 3%. For South Africa and for Africa, the digital future is also about responsibility. This year, as South Africa holds the G20 presidency, our goal is to amplify Africa's voice in global digital governance to ensure that the rules, safeguards, and opportunities of the digital age are shaped by and for developing countries, not imposed upon us. Let us seize the moment to invest in our people, to strengthen our digital infrastructure, to harness the promise of AI responsibility, and to build a future where Africa is not on the margins, but at the center. In the face of risk, dependency, and exclusion, South Africa chooses sovereignty, equity, and shared prosperity. And we extend this choice to our partners across the continent and the world. The time for words has passed. The time for action is now. Thank you.
We now have a very, very special guest. Please help me welcome Honorable Aissata Camara, who is the Commissioner for International Affairs for New York City.
Good afternoon, esteemed guests, colleagues, and friends. It is an honor to be here at Africa House. I want to begin by sincerely thanking the organizers for creating this space where we can celebrate Africa's leadership and confront the critical issues shaping our collective future. As Commissioner for International Affairs for the City of New York, and as someone born on the African continent, this conversation is deeply personal to me. Africa's digital future is not only a regional priority, it is a global imperative. Earlier this year, and just this past week as well, I had the privilege of traveling to Johannesburg and to Tshwane for the Urban 20, where I witnessed firsthand how African cities are advancing bold solutions to complex urban challenges. Those conversations reaffirm that Africa is not waiting to be told what the future holds. Africa is building that future. And as we look ahead to the G20 in South Africa, digital transformation must remain at the center of that vision. Here in New York City, we understand the power of digital. We have invested in expanding broadband access through many initiatives, and we are implementing the city's first AI action plan to ensure that emerging technologies serve all of our residents equitably. We are also investing in digital literacy, ensuring that communities, especially immigrant communities and historically underserved people, are not left behind. These lessons are not ones we believe can be shared. They have to be adapted, they have to be strengthened, and it requires a partnership with African cities and governments. As we look to the road to the G20 in South Africa, this is indeed an opportunity to elevate Africa's digital agenda. Whether it is harnessing AI for development, expanding digital infrastructure to rural communities, or empowering young innovators who are already reshaping global markets. The stakes are clear. Africa's digital future is not only about technology, but about jobs, governance, and equity. It is also, more than anything, about African sovereignty. New York City is committed to walking the road with Africa. Our office will continue to champion the exchange of best practices, foster investment, and build bridges between our city and the African continent, so that together we can ensure that the digital revolution does not become one that leaves Africa behind. I really want to thank the organizers once more for inviting us to join you today. And I have the distinct honor to introduce someone that many of you might already know, our 110th mayor of the city of New York, our Black mayor, a friend of Africa, and as I also will say, one of the OGs of digital life, Mayor Eric Adams.
Thank you, and thank you so much, Commissioner Camara, and thank you, Africa House. When you break it down to the most basic level, a house makes a block makes a neighborhood makes a city makes a state makes a country, and a country will make the globe. But it all starts with that one house. And if we are honest with ourselves on our reflection of what history revealed to us, the House of Africa has always been talked about without allowing the residents of the continent to speak on behalf of themselves. And throughout decades and hundreds of years, the perception of self-determination has been robbed from the continent of Africa. And yes, I'm the second mayor of color, but don't get it mixed up. I'm American, but I'm African. And I believe in the tradition and the spirits of Africa. And we have real work to do. And as we throw around the terminology of AI, artificial intelligence, let's also focus on EI, emotional intelligence. Real conversations of how we're going to use technology, not to exploit, but to build, to show how we can go into the continent of Africa and deal and solve with the major issues that we are facing. Everything from voice translations, so no longer will tribal divisions keep us away from communicating with each other, to see how we use infrastructure properly, to look how we communicate on a regular basis, and what Africa House is focusing on, not only producing documents and studies and research, but to produce action. And you have a partner here in New York City. These are excellent times and excellent opportunities for us to accomplish a goal that has evaded us for far too long. And so I welcome you here to the city of New York. And if you are outside the city, I only have one request: spend money, spend a lot of money. Thank you very much.